Hello, welcome back. I'm gonna do a new expansion for me anyway, a new expansion for role player, monsters and minions. I've heard it said that this expansion just makes this game even better. I really have enjoyed the couple of playthroughs that I've done of the base game, but I really wanted to play it with this expansion as well, so I only played a couple of the characters to start with role player because of the good things I heard about this particular expansion. So just gonna dive right in here to get started. I've got most of the character classes here, and I'm just gonna roll a die to pick one at random. I still have the halfling in here. I think it was the halfling I played last time. Maybe that was the first time. If I get that one, I'm not gonna play that one again. I want to get something that I haven't played yet, and I've also taken the humans out because they don't have any adjustments on their numbers, so that doesn't seem as fun. So let me just roll here. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bastia would be my guess on how to say that. I'm terrible at pronouncing things, so that could be, and probably is, way off. I'm going to do what I have done in the other couple of times I've played this. I'm going to roll the die again, and if it's odd number, I'll play the male side, and if it's even number, I'll play the female side. It's an even number, so we're going to play the female side here, just to mix it up a little. We get that die out of the way. We need to pick our class, so we grab the bag of wonder. I've already taken the 2 gold dice for the enemy out for the solo version, and there is, let me grab one of the new die. I mean, if you're watching this, you probably know this game already, but there are these new clear dice that go from 3 to 8 instead of 1 to 6. So it doesn't really help you with your backstory, but it can help you get higher numbers for your attributes. I didn't even look and see what attributes we've got here. So we've got dexterity +1, wisdom -2, and charisma +1. So that's cool. There's 3 different rows that are impacted here. Cool or not, because that means it's another row that I have to do more math on. We shall see. There are new class cards that came in the expansion. So even if I pick a color I've picked before, there'll be a class I'll get to play that I haven't played before. White. I have not played with any of these classes yet. So let's look at those and get the rest of those class cards out of the way. That also means we're not going to have the monster with the white cube on it there. So we've got Paladin, Vigilant. The ability here is if your alignment marker is on the 3 space at the start of a round, gain 1 gold. He's got 1 attribute. He's got 2 attributes for 3 stars, 2 with 2. The other side of this card is the Cleric. He's charitable. Once per round, you may pay 2 gold to take a wisdom attribute action. So that can get you to move your alignment around even more, which is kind of interesting, because one thing that I have found with the skills in this game with my limited number of playthroughs is I'm not too keen on buying the skill cards, because you have to move your alignment cube around, and that's even, just harder to get it to end up on that higher point value spot. Okay, so we also have the Crusader here, who wants 18 exactly in strength. The ability is brave. After gaining an honor token, gain an additional honor token. The honor tokens are the ones that I think these over here that are going to help us fight the last boss. So that would help with that. And then the priest wants an 18 in intelligence. After buying a skill card, you may take a dexterity attribute action, which is swapping dice. So any of these that don't play well, the cleric does not play well with our -2 wisdom. So that's unfortunate. Who has our lowest wisdom requirement? The Crusader? Do we just go for a high strength number? Try to get a lot of honor tokens for the final fight? Dexterity exactly a 17 also plays in with this. Charisma higher than a 14. The Paladin, 16 or 17 with our -2 wisdom. I think I'm going to go Crusader. All right, so we also need to get an alignment. And there are now a ton of these different alignment cards. And I think the ones from the expansion looked a little more interesting. Like, let me try to find one. See, like, here's one from the expansion. It just has a lot more spaces with stuff on it versus like these from the base game. Just a lot more stuff happening on them. All right, oops. So we're just gonna let's randomly pick Narcissist. Okay, and now we need a backstory. I didn't really look through these, I don't think, in the expansion. And I mean, there are just so many of these cards. Increases the replayability quite a bit. Devoted. Your only son has been stricken with a grave illness. You have set out with the intent of doing everything in your power to save the life of your boy. I don't know if I put this over here. Does the green die cube like disappear? Yes, it sure does. Here, if I move my dice tray, there, it's dark green now. So we want black in the middle of strength. That dex square is green. Red all the way over there on the right. All right, so something to look, or not look, but work towards. I'm gonna move this down for a second. So we've got our 1 pip market cards. I'll just give these a super quick shuffle. And then in the solo game, let me double check, because the market changed quite a bit. For the solitaire game, I've removed Diplomacy, Spellbook, and Energy Field already. We need to remove 16 cards from each of the single dot and double dot decks. And this does start the discard pile. Because I think there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's going to be start of our discard pile. So we need to take the 2 pip cards here. They then also have you flip the top card of the market deck and place it next to the discard pile. Oh, that's the trash pile. What's the difference between discard and trash? Are there cards that make you trash stuff? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the 2 pip cards on the bottom, these create, or go into the discard pile. 1 pip cards on top, and then a trash pile. I'm just going to put it off to the side. Also, a difference is we're going to have 4 market cards instead of 3. We had 3 before. So now we've got the 2 pip monsters. for the monsters, the 2 pips, I don't think you remove any of the 2 pip cards, but we're supposed to remove 7, I think, of the 1 pip cards when setting up the monsters. Or I mean the minion deck, sorry. Because we've got monsters and minions. Yeah, so these are the 2 pip minion cards. And then we've got the 1 pip minion cards. We take 7 out of here and return them to the box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put them on top there. And we reveal the top one. So we've got a zombie. I wonder how his flesh will show up on here because he's a little green. No, he looks all right. So he's a +1 combat die for each die in my intelligence attribute row. So that might be a couple of turns before I'm going to get any extra dice to attack that guy. Okay, so now the monster we have to remove, and these are all the ones that are for solo play. They have the 1 player on them. We have to remove the vampire. Because you remove the one that matches the colored cube from your class, and I have the white class here. All right, so we're going to play against the Kraken. So the Kraken is, after final dice, remove all pairs of 6s. Okay, so you do not want to roll multiple 6s. And here we go, we've got the Kraken cards right on top. So we'll get the rest of those out of the way. So we need a random location, a random attack, and a random obstacle. Is that the order that they go in, or is it, I think it's obstacle. Choose a monster. I think there's a setup picture. Location, obstacle, attack. Yep, so we need the random location first. And we'll put that face down. Put the rest of them out. Location, obstacle. The rest out, and then a random attack. I'm pretty sure I get the rules to this. This is the first time I've played. I kind of like to do these videos where you can actually see someone's experience of, I have read the rules and I've looked at some of the cards. I've played the base game before. So having said that, if I do make mistakes, I am always glad to see comments in the comment section that let me know what I'm doing wrong so I can play better or more correctly the next time, hopefully. We need to get our cubes. There and there in the middle. I've got my 5 gold. Get that out of the way. So I think I'm all set up. Let me just double check the solitaire setup. We've got the monster on the 1 player side. We did that for the market. Threw 1 out for the trash. So let's reveal our first 4 market cards. So we've got some armor right away, which is for the white class, the chain armor. So that's good. Spiked Club, when any player discards a card from the market, gain an XP. Ambitious, gain victory points for each of your attribute rows with an attribute score of 18 or more. That's a new card. and wand. When resolving the location card, gain double the benefit. So this against the boss monster. So the difference between the base game would be instead of doing a market action here, I could fight a minion to try to get XP and trophies, and the trophies will help me reveal these monster cards that will hopefully give me bonus dice when attacking the monster at the end of the game. So it's basically you build up your character, and once you're done building up your character, then you go fight the monster. We can spend gold if I don't want to fight that guy to fight a different guy. All right, so I think the last thing to do here is to take my starting dice, my 6 dice, and arrange them on my board. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. So I got 2 of the new dice. Do I get any gold if I draw gold dice from the initial? I don't think you do. Market cards, class cards, initiative cards. Where is the setup? Market phase. Backstory. Here we go, setup. Each player draws random dice from the bag, takes a class card. Nope. Each player rolls their starting dice. Yeah, for each gold die drawn, gain 2 gold. Just like if I were to draw it out of the bag normally. Okay, so we've got 7 starting gold. So, intelligence wants a white dice for the backstory, and I did not get a white die. Constitution between a 15 or 16. I really like the Constitution attribute action though. The Charisma one is still not my favorite, and it's gotten a little better because you can spend gold to get combat dice. So these little -1 gold tokens now also impact your the price that you pay to get combat dice. In addition to, they still give you a discount in the market. Wisdom. Maybe I'll put that there. The dexterity. Wow, these are really bad. I didn't even actually, I did not roll any 1s either. 1s are okay for me if I'm planning on using strength to swap them later. Not a great start. Wisdom, I'm probably just not going to get that. Charisma, I could get the blue die in the spot and maybe flip that one later to make it a 5, but that's only worth 1, so I'm not too worried. I need the 18 in strength, so I need 3 6s up there. Constitution needs to be between a 15 and 16. If I got 2 more 6s, yeah, but I really like that particular ability. Dexterity needs to be a 15. that 2 could swap to a 5. Also, with the plus or minus 1, I could subtract a die down and then be able to flip it over. So I could switch this to a 1 and then flip it with strength. Maybe I'll put this here for dexterity for now, even though I know I need a white dice there. Maybe I can swap it with the dexterity ability later. Very low, middle. Actually, I think this ends up being exactly average. It averages out to, I rolled a 3. 2 2s, 2 4s, and 2 3s. All right, I think that's everything for setup. Now we just go and start drawing out the dice to put on the initiative cards. So I think that's 3. Yeah. So I got a white die. That's a class die for me. And it's a 2. So the 4 is going to go there. Do I put it there with the gold, or do I make sure that the enemy is not going to be able to take my chain leggings? Yeah. I think I'll put it there. So that's the die I'm going to take. I'm actually going to put it in my intelligence row. So I can re-roll this dexterity die and hopefully get a higher number. There we go, 6. All right. No extra gold, so I go on to the market phase. Because I took the die from the 1 card, he's not going to get to roll. There are 2 dice there now for him, so they've made it a little bit easier, I think. If I take from the 2 card, he rolls 1 die. If I take from the 3 card, he rolls both of them, and then he'll remove 2. Well, he might remove the minion card too. He might make it go to the bottom of the deck, depending upon what comes out on the dice. Yep. But since I took from the 1, the enemy dice are not rolled. Now I buy. So I'm going to spend 3 gold to get the chain leggings. Simple as that. Go to the cleanup phase. There's nothing that I want to spend my gold on. I don't get any gold for anything else. Okay, so we return these 2 dice to the bag. And then we put these on the discard. Replenish the market. So no more armor to worry about. When scoring attribute goals, +1 value for all gold dice. That's the jeweled dagger. On honest, gain 3 for each column on your character sheet with 4 or more dice of the same color. That seems a little difficult. Reckless is gain 2 victory points for each of your attribute scores that is 5 or less. Okay. Ancient Spear. When selecting an initiative card with gold on it, gain an additional gold. That might be an interesting weapon to have. All right. Take 3 dice. That feels like 4. That's 3. White, blue, and red. All right, so the white is a 6. 4 and 2. I'm going to take the 6. That's a white die. And just to make sure, I'm going to put it there because that's my most victory points is in strength, and I need 18 there. Okay, so the enemy dice, since I took from the 3, is going to roll both of them. And we rolled a 4 and a 6. So the 4, we remove the rightmost to the trash pile, not the discard pile. I might have been playing that wrong before, unless it's changed in the expansion. And then the 6 is take the top card from the minion deck, put it to the bottom, and reveal the next one. Giant Scorpion. +1 combat die for each red die in your combat, or on your character sheet. And I don't have any red die. I could always buy a mercenary die if I wanted to fight that guy. So now it is my market phase turn. I don't have enough gold to buy a mercenary die though. On a 1 through 4, I would get an XP and an injury token. It's hard to get the trophy for him. You need a 10+. So I'd want to be rolling 3 dice for that. Is there something I want to buy? I might just toss a card. Does it go to the trash pile? No, it goes to the discard. So I'm just going to discard a card to get 2 gold. So now I might be able to afford a mercenary die if I wanted to fight next turn. Ooh, there's chain armor though. These go back in the bag. You know what I didn't do? When I put that in the strength, I didn't flip over a die. So what do I want to flip over? Not the dexterity. Maybe this intelligence to go to a 5. Perhaps. I think we'll stick with that. All right. One, two, three. Red, gold, and gold. Oops. Easy enough to put out. 3, 4, and 5. That's 8, be 11. I could take the 5 gold die, go into dexterity. Is there any dice I want to swap? But I kind of want to make sure I get this, so I might just take that red 3. And maybe just put it in wisdom, because I don't think I'm going to get wisdom, my attribute goal for wisdom anyway, because of the -2. Yeah, I want to make sure that I get the chain helm. Put that there. I'll move my alignment marker down. Since I took from the 1, he's not going to do anything. I'll pay the 3 gold. Oh wait, I get a gold for filling up the row. So I'll take the chain helm. All right, put these gold dice back in the bag. Man, I need to start killing some monsters to get some trophies to see what extra dice I can get fighting the Kraken. Or I just don't worry about victory points from that, but I mean, that's the whole point of this expansion, right? Black, blue, and gold. Wait, let me put the market cards out. Mystic Cloak, leather gloves, heavy crossbow. Courageous, when scoring an attribute goals +2 or -2 value to any single attribute goal. That helps. Whoa. Ooh, there's a black 6. 1, 2, and 6. Well, I need to take that, right? Put it in strength. That's getting me towards those 4 stars. Plus, it's another thing that should go there. And going in strength, I can flip something over. What should I flip over? This 2 is the most bang for the buck to a 5. Okay, so I took from the 3rd spot, we rolled both of his dice. The 1, I believe, would be this Mystic Cloak. Goes to the trash pile. Ooh, good, and then he's gonna cycle the minion. Maybe it'll be something that I can get more dice against. +1 combat die for each die in your Wisdom attribute roll. Guess what we're gonna do for our action? We're gonna fight this guy. All right, so I start with 1 combat die. I get 1 combat die based on his card for each die in my Wisdom attribute row. So that gives me 4 dice. I don't have enough gold to buy another one, but I don't think I need to. We got 10, 14, yeah, 17. So we get 2 XP, 1 honor token, and this card as a trophy. But since I took it as a trophy, I also get to look at this location card. So it says, all players gain 2 XP for each blue die on their character sheet. So I've only got 1 blue die. And you want that XP to spend it during the boss fight to maybe buy more combat dice or re-roll combat dice. Or you can spend 5 XP to do these attribute actions also to swap some things around right before you go into the final boss fight. At least is my recollection of what it says in the rules, which generally could be way off. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're still in the 1 pip market items. Got some skills out here. Pickpocket, decrease the face value of 1 die on your character sheet by 1 to gain 2 gold. Sleight of hand, move 1 die in your character sheet to any empty space. Slide dice to the left to fill any open spaces. I kind of like that. But I am already on my 3-point space. So what did we also get? We got leather boots. Maybe I don't care about that. Oh, I need to reveal the next minion. Is a displacer, +1 combat die for each black die on your character sheet. Well, we're fighting that guy, so I might not be too worried about what's in the market. So I may want to take an earlier die from the initiative track here too. And there's another black die. 3, 4, and 4. Blue dice would have been good, or also good for Hidden Cove as well. There's no 6 out there. I haven't used my Constitution ability yet. Do I take that to make sure that I can fight the guy? I need a 15 or 16. Of course, I screwed this up. This should be a purple die. But my dexterity needs to be a 17 for 3 victory points. I have found so far in my playthroughs that I'm not great at the backstory completion. I haven't hit all 6 yet. I mean, it's obviously, maybe I shouldn't say obviously, but it seems difficult to get all 6 consistently. I kind of want to just fight this guy. So I want to make sure that he's still there. So it'd be a 1 in 6 chance if I took this die that the enemy die roll would get rid of it. What does Trustworthy say? Gain 2 victory points for every column in your character sheet that has 3 dice of the same value. That's not too bad as a backup. It is going to move my alignment token up though, which would make me lose or go down 3 points for now, unless I get something else that I can move it down with. I'm just going to take this one so I can fight the guy. I'm going to put it in the Constitution row and then spin the Constitution action to bump it to a 4. It was a 3. He's not going to get to go. I'm going to fight this guy. I know I didn't need the extra combat die. I just wanted to make sure I was able to fight that guy. So I've got 5 dice to fight him with. I start with 1 plus 4 black dice on my character sheet. Plenty of value there. 2 XP and 2 honor tokens. And this card as a trophy. So now let's look at the obstacle. All players who meet their charisma attribute goal gain 2 combat dice. Okay, so I'm currently at 9, 10 with this. I need a 14 plus, so I need to put a 4 value die in charisma in order to get that bonus. What am I at for gold? 4 gold. 2, 3, 4. We've got Gather Power. Is a scroll. Scrolls are new. Immediately take the next adventure token and look at that adventure card. So for 2 gold, I could just look at this attack card. Disguise before the dice phase. Exchange one of your trait cards with 1 trait card in the market. I don't have any trait cards. Cure wounds. Increase the face value of 1 die of your class color in your character sheet by 1. Tumble. Before or after selecting an initiative card, replace a die in the dice pool with 1 selected from the bag, roll it, and reorder the dice pool. I could take a color that I wanted out of the bag. One, 2, 3. Blue, gold, and green. These are pretty low. Oops, I keep forgetting to do this. Giant rat. +1 combat die for each blue die on your character sheet. think I'm gonna get some gold. 2, 2, 3. So I'm gonna take this middle one, get that gold, and 2 gold for taking a gold die. And so this is 8. I'm going to put it in the intelligence row. So for filling out the row, I get another gold. And I'm also just going to select that as the die to reroll. I'd have to get super lucky and have this be a 6 in order to get the attribute goal for intelligence. Is this the die I want to reroll? Hang on, let me think about this for a second. Is that even where I want to put it? If I put it in dexterity, I could swap 2 die, including the one I just put down. And I want dexterity to be 17. Is there a 5 I want to move? I kind of want to swap these 2. No, I'll stick with it and just re-roll it. So let me get that gold back. And it's exactly the same. All right, so I took from there, so he's going to roll 1 die. 2. I'll trash disguise. Now what am I going to do? Got 3 honor tokens, which give me +1 at the end. Fighting the Kraken. Do I take a chance? I don't really want to spend my gold on these things that I am not too worried about. Got 4 XP. I can use XP to discard injury tokens as well. I may just fight the guy. I mean, he's +1 combat die for each blue. I could get lucky. So I start with 1 and I take another one because I have 1 blue die. And I got an 8. So on a 5 through 9, it's 2 XP and an injury token. So 2 XP, an injury token. He's not a trophy, so he's going to run away and go to the bottom of the deck. Then we flip it over. So now we've got Owlbear, the famous Owlbear. +1 combat die for each purple die on your character sheet. He's extremely easy to beat too, and I don't have any purple die. And I mean, I say extremely easy because look at those numbers at the bottom. It's a 1 through 7 or an 8+. And 8+ is the trophy and all the great rewards. It's not a whole lot of experience, but he'd be a good one to target for getting trophies in order to finish seeing this over here. And you might have a card that plays off of trophies. I haven't seen it, but I thought I read or heard somewhere that there are cards that are impacted by having trophies. Oh, there's a purple die. The spot I need purple is a spot that I already screwed up. That is a good number though. 5, 4, and 2. We got to put a gold out there. Still in the 1 pip market. Oh, here's some 2 pip stuff. Valiant. Gain 1 victory point for every 2 minion trophies you have. Every time I say something, it shows up on the screen or in the game. Loyal, gain 4 stars if you've completed all your attribute goals. That's not happening. Greedy, gain a star for every 4 gold you have. Open lock, move it down, draw 1 card from the market deck, buy it at cost, or return it to the top of the market deck. All right, what am I trying to achieve with my dice at this point? I don't have any 1s to flip over, so it's not probably a good idea to go into the strength row. Dexterity, if I take that purple 5, I could swap around these to get help over here, because I've got, right now I'm hitting 1, 2 goals, which is 1 point. Need to get it to the 4 or 5. I'm probably not going to hit 6 in order to get to 3 points. So that would be progress on that. And it's a 5. That could be a target for being increased with a constitution attribute. I'm not too worried about losing any of this stuff in the market right now. So I'm going to take this purple 5, put it in dexterity. I do get a +1 for dexterity also. I have to remember that because I need it to be exactly 17. So right now I'm sitting at 12 there. So I need a 5. Okay, the 2 dice I'm going to swap this white one and this black one so that I end up having a white dice in that spot in my intelligence row. All right. I roll both of his. Both 6s. Now they cannot end up being the same number. So we got a 1 and a 6. So this card is trashed and the owlbear is going to go bye-bye. Okay, Will-O-Wisp, +1 combat die for each white die in your character sheet. And this is just a lot of XP. So we're going to fight this guy as our action. As our market area action. So we start with 1, and we've got 2 white dice on our character sheet. So we're looking for an 8+ to get this as a trophy and to get 3 experience cubes. And I got 11. That roll goes to 11. And I'm never going to stop using that joke. So it's a trophy, 3 experience points. And we get to look at our last card here. The player with the fewest XP gains 3 combat dice. Okay, so this is a little special one. You could maybe see it down in the corner there. What it says down in the corner is for 1 player, the maximum is 4. So if I want to get the benefit of this when I'm fighting the Kraken at the end, I need to have at most 4 XP. And if I look at this right now, I'm going to be getting 2 from the blue dice from this hidden cove. So that actually, and it's 3 combat dice. That actually helps guide me a little bit because I can spend these XP on other things, like doing attribute actions. Okay, our next minion is a 2-pip minion, Giant Serpent. +1 combat die for every 2 gold dice on your character sheet, and I've got 2. Okay. Might be something unless I see some cards here that I want. Kind of been ignoring the market a little bit, it feels like. I've only bought 2 pieces of armor. Envious, gain a victory point for every 2 gold dice in your character sheet, so that would be 1. Famous, during final scoring, double the effect of your alignment card. I like that. And just make sure I stay on the 3. So that would be 6 gold. Negotiate. Before or after selecting an initiative card, exchange one die in your character sheet with one on the initiative cards and reorder them. We've got a weapon. When resolving the attack card, gain double the benefit. So I could get 6 combat dice if I make sure I end up with at most 4 XP if I have that weapon. I think the 6 XP from the alignment card, not XP, the 6 points from the alignment card at the end of the game, as long as I stay there, seems good. 2 blue and a white. White is my class colored die. 3, 5, and 5. I think I'm going to do it that way. Right? Is that what I want to do? Yes. I'm going to do this. Get that gold. I'm going to put it here in the charisma row. That's going to get me for sure my charisma attribute. So I'll get the 2 combat dice here. I put it in a gold spot, so I get gold for that. I get a discount token to use for this turn because that's a charisma action, a charisma attribute action. I think that's what I want to do. Okay, so taking from the 2 card, we roll 1 die, and hopefully it's not a 2. It's a 5, so the serpent is going to go away. And we get bandit, +1 combat die for each weapon card you have. And I don't have any. Oh, so actually buying that trait card is going to move it. It's going to move this. So I'd have to figure out some way to move it back. I'll have to watch for another trait card or a skill card that I can buy and use to move it back. How risky is that? How many turns do we got left? 4 turns left, and I have to make sure that I can get that card. Oh, after all that talking about getting the points from that, I'll try it. I mean, it's 6 points is a lot of points in this game. So using my charisma token, it's only going to cost me 5 gold to make this card cheaper. I have to move this over. This is one of the reasons I generally do like to have, I like this wisdom. I mean, I could spend XP also at the end to use if I don't find a card that will help me move it over, because I do want to end low on XP to get the combat dice from over here. I think I do. More leather. There's some chain. Oh. Yeah, see, so this is where the getting more chain armor is 2 victory points, but this nimble is a victory point, and it has the proper arrow to move me back over. So that nimble card is looking pretty attractive at the moment. that's 3. Blue, green, red. Green I need for dexterity. So green, red, and blue. Green I do need for dexterity, so are there any dice that I want to swap? If I took this and put it here, I've got +1, so that's 5. That's only 16. I need to be able to increase one of those with a Constitution action later. Anything I need to swap around? I don't think so. Constitution needs to be between a 15 and 16. That needs to stay as a blue die. Actually might switch this 4 and this 5. Because even having a 4 down here, I'm still getting the 14 to get this. And this sets me up to potentially make my Constitution attribute. And I didn't affect this at all by doing that. Okay, so then I'm going to spend for my market action. I did that, I don't have to roll the enemy die. I'm going to spend 3 gold to buy Nimble, which moves this back over, and it's just a victory point. This stuff back in the bag. It's too bad that it was a decent, 2 decent cards in the market that time. Oh man, this would have been even better. Concentrate. I could have used a skill, moved it over to the right spot, and take any attribute action. That is an amazing card. Would have been better. I don't have the gold to buy it now, but I had the gold last turn to buy it. And now I don't need my alignment cube to move at all. Black, green, and blue. Not any colors that I need. I'm ending up with a lot of black dice. Too bad black's not my class color. There might have been a gold I should have taken off of that card. I don't remember for sure, so I'm not going to roll it back, but I think I screwed that up in case you're watching for things that I do wrong. So the blue one is what I'm going to take, put it in strength, use the strength attribute action to flip it over to a 6, so now I have exactly 18 in strength. That means I'm going to get 4 XP from Hidden Cove because I've got 2 blue dice on my character sheet. So I need to spend this XP that I've got. He's not going to roll because I took from the 1 card. I've only got 2 gold. Do I want to fight the bandit? Gets me more XP and gold. I don't really need another trophy. just throw a card for gold. Tower Shield counts as an additional armor card for 1 incomplete set when scoring armor cards. That's nice. But it's 5, I only got 4 gold. Tremor, immediately gain or lose XP equal to the current position of the tracking token on your alignment card. So I could get 3 XP. That would take me to 12. So I could do 2 attribute actions and discard an injury token and just have spent all of my XP. Right now my dexterity is at 12, 16, sorry, 11, 15. I need to up one of these dice by 1 to get the 3 points from that. Wisdom is just going to be gone. There's also chainmail there. That I actually could afford. White, purple, and gold. Let's get a decent roll on this white dice to help our constitution number, and it's a class die. Not the best. 1, 3, and 5. Well, purple 5. I think I've got options on cards I can take. Well, if I take the gold 1, I could actually use XP to swap it over to a 6. Using the strength attribute action, and then I'm going to get more money to spend on whatever I would like to buy. This chainmail is 2 more points. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this gold 1, so I get 2 gold for that. In the Constitution row, I'm going to change this 4 to a 5, not Constitution row, but using the Constitution attribute action for putting a die in the row. I'm going to spend 5 XP to take another attribute action, use the strength attribute action to flip this over to a 6. Then for my market, I don't need to roll the enemy die because I took the initiative card 1. I'm going to spend 1 gold to buy this Tremor Scroll. And I'll get 3 XP because I'm on the 3 victory point on my alignment card. So then I'm also going to spend 2 XP to get rid of an injury token. I've got 5 XP left. Which will give me the ability to do another attribute action. So let's go into the last turn. I need a red die. So let's see, where am I at as far as background? 1, 2, 3, 4. So getting a red die won't matter here too much unless I try to swap some stuff around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Steel Net is an interesting weapon. After a hunt, always take a minion as a trophy. The longbow, after placing a die in the final space of an attribute row, you may take the attribute action an additional time. It's too late now because I'm not going to be placing any more dice, because I'll place dice before I buy. Revive, immediately gain the benefit of any player's scroll card. Enchant, immediately gain 3 gold for each weapon card you have. I don't have any, so none of the market cards look great. This is the first time up here that one of these new boosted die have come out. I got 2 during initial draws, but first time here. So 4, 1, and 5. Constitution needs to be between a 15 and 16, and right now it's sitting at 11. So that 4 or that 5. And I can do an attribute action again. I need to spend this XP in order to max out my stuff over here. So it's not red, so I don't need to, I'm not going to get 6 of my wait a minute, let me think about this for a second. If I take this purple 1 and I put it here, no, I need to be able to do 2 attribute actions to make that work. This is 11. Too bad this isn't a 4. But that's worth 3 points, and getting my Constitution attribute score is only worth 2 points. Actually, so wait a minute. If I put this here, I do that Constitution attribute action to change this 3 to a 4. Wisdom I'm not worried about. Then I spend these 5x, or let me get the gold for putting that in there. Then I spend this 5 XP to do an attribute action. I'm going to do the dexterity action to swap 2 dice. So put the red there and the purple there. So now I end up with black, green, red, white, purple, and blue. Hey, there's a first time for everything. And my Constitution is 15, right? 11. So I get the 2 points from that too. Just not very wise. I'm not a very, I'm a narcissist, right? So I don't have to roll those because I took from the 1 there. I don't want XP from fighting the bandit, which just seems odd, but I'm going to get the maximum from this because of the 2 blue dice here. I guess I'll just toss a card for 2 gold. 2, 4, 6. I have 8. Do you still get a point for every 8 in the solo game? Final scoring occurs the same way as in multiplayer games, except that every 8 gold the player has at the end of the game, the player gains a reputation star. Okay, so I've got 8 gold, unless I spend some of it on getting combat dice. All right, so that is the end of that. I don't have any XP to spend. I think I'm all set up on this stuff anyway. So I'm going to move to fighting the monster. So I start with 1. Let's just double check this. Monster combat. Take note of his special ability, so we know that after final dice, remove all pairs of 6s. So after I'm finished doing all of my rolling, re-rolling, all that kind of stuff. Players can re-roll any number of their combat dice by spending 1 XP per die. End of character creation, create dice pools. We start with 1 from the supply. Then we resolve the action cards. Reveal the action cards 1 at a time in order. The location, the obstacle, and finally the attack card. Okay, so we've got the location. All players gain 2 XP for each blue die on their character sheet. So that's 4 XP. All players who meet their charisma attribute goal gain 2 combat dice. It's a +1 here. So that's 9 plus 4 is 13 plus 1 is 14. I needed a 14, so I met my charisma goal. Player with the fewest XP gains 3 combat dice. For a solo game, maximum of 4. I've got my 4 XP. So 3 combat dice. Now I could hire mercenaries for additional combat dice. Kraken's card. He's a little tall for that camera, so I'm gonna move him back over here. He's got 20 health, which basically means that's the minimum amount you need to roll on the dice in order to get anything from fighting him. In order to get the maximum of 8 stars, I need to get 36 or higher. And these are jumps of 2 points. Gold is only worth 1 point for having 8. So I might spend 5 gold to get another die. I think that's a better use of the gold, to try to jump up a level, because it's about every 3, you need about 3 or 4 more to... Now, having said that, having extra dice means you might get more pairs of 6s. So that might have been smart, but it might not have been smart. I think that's all of the dice. I do get re-rolls with my XP. I don't think there's any reason to not, and I'm gonna get 3 added to my roll because I've got 3 honor tokens. So right now I do not have 2 6s. I just got 1 6. So let's see what I got. I got 10, 14, 17, 20, 23, 24, plus 3 is 27. So I'm sitting at 2 points. Yeah, so let's spend an XP to re-roll this 1 and hope it doesn't become a 6. It stays as a 1. Spend another XP to roll it again. It's a 5. So now let's see, that's 10. That's 20. We're at 28. Plus 3 is 31. So now I'm at 4. I've got 2 of these left. I'm just going to risk it. Spin an XP. I'm going to re-roll this 3. Yeah, there we go. And I think I'm going to stop there. So let's count it again. We've got a 6 and a 4. These dice are a little hard to see because they're translucent. If I separate them out, it might be better. 6 and a 4 is 10. That 4 and that 6 is 20. And this 5 and this 4 is 29. Plus these 3 honor tokens is 32. Which if you look at the bottom of the Kraken there, 32 to 35 is 6 points. Okay, let me flip this over and start scoring points. I think it's pretty much the same. Okay, so we start with attribute goals. Strength is 18, so that's 4 points. Dexterity, exactly 17. Because we've got 16 here plus 1 for that, so that's 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Constitution is 10 and 5 is 15. It could be 15 or 16 for 2 points. Intelligence is 10, no. Wisdom, no. Charisma just needs to be higher than 14, and it's exactly 14 for 1 point. Class color dice, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alignment card. During final scoring, double the effect of your alignment card, so that's 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Backstory card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here is 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Armor cards. I've got 2 armor cards, plus they match my class color. So that's only 3 points. 1, 2, 3. 1 point for this nimble card because I've already did the points off of this. And then we got 6 points from the Kraken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Takes me to 35. I don't have any points for gold. So close to being clan leader. So 35 is luminary in the book. Might be able to put this where it's in focus. Over here. Or not. I can't fit it in there. The place I have my camera. Luminary is between 32 and 35. 36 would have been clan leader. And I think I did get all of the stuff from final scoring. Ties are broken. Let's see. Reputation stars according to their attribute goals, class, color dice, alignment card, backstory, armor cards, and trait cards. Yep. All right. I do like this expansion. It does add that extra. It gives you another thing to look at. And it does give you that thing to work towards at the end. Like you've created this character throughout the game. It gives you that last little thing to work towards and do right at the end. You know, build up a character, go fight the big baddie at the end. I didn't do a whole lot with the market. A lot less with the market this time than before. I really also like the these cards that you don't know what the bonuses are going to be. You have to do something to reveal them. So you're working towards something that you don't really know what you're working towards yet, and then when you flip these over, it gives you another extra thing to do. I mean, I definitely manipulated my XP to make sure that I got those 3 extra combat dice at the end. And that was a lot of points because I wasn't going to get a lot of combat dice any other way. I mean, I guess I could have spent the XP instead of manipulating my attribute goals on getting extra combat dice as mercenaries. All right, yep. So I'm gonna play this probably a couple more times on the channel. I do have Fiends and Familiars. I haven't even opened that one yet though, but I like to experience the expansion a couple of times before adding another expansion. So things that I missed, I'm sure there's quite a few. Please leave comments down below. And if you have any other strategy tips or anything, I like to read that kind of stuff as well. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.